What's going on, guys? Your Average Gamer back, and today I'm bringing you guys another gameplay commentary. This is a pretty old clip, actually. This is on the map Flooded. I'm using MTAR Suppressed pretty early on in the game, when the game first kind of came out. It's a gameplay that I kind of rummaged through my folder and I found it, and I've kind of felt like I needed a longer commentary to talk to you guys. And it's been very long and a long time since I've done so, and I've had the opportunity to talk to you guys. And today I'm gonna go on a rant, but it's a little bit more towards, again, the online atmosphere, like the way people perceive it, the way what goes wrong, and we need a change. I'm just gonna blatantly say it right now. This goes towards the use of Twitter, the use of Twitch, any social media, Facebook. Like, there's just, it's mind-blowing to me how strong people become behind the keyboard. And this is along the lines of the fact, this kind of just sparked from what was it? From Neslo, from Justice. And, his girlfriend broke up with him. He was going haywire. People were making fun of him, poking fun, da-da-da-da. Long story short, a lot of things get blown out of proportion, and Twitter nowadays isn't really used for what it's meant for. Originally, Twitter was this thing where people just posted random stuff, da-da-da-da, 160 characters, it's whatever's. Now it turns into, it's just a no-filter block where people just express their emotions freely, willingly, without a care. And I don't think people take into account how big of a factor putting yourself out there and what you really put on the internet. People say it all the time, but do people really understand it or take it into a factor? Hell no. No one ever thinks about anything. Every time you type something onto the internet, anytime you publish something, guess what? It's locked. It's there. It's boom. It's whatever. And what does this have to do with anything? This has to do with everything, because this is the one biggest reason why the Call of Duty community is so childish. Because after scrims, after anything, in-game, there's all this banter that gets taken one way. Guess what? It's not looked the same way for both sides. It often, gets misconstrued. Someone else comes out from someone else, and then guess what? Then no one's on the same page, and then you have drama. Guess what? Like, that is something that holds the community back in so many different aspects. It goes on into Twitch chats, because then people have this persona of this is the way it should be. This is, because this person did it, this is definitely the way it should be. Guess what, guys? Like, just because someone else does it does not mean you need to follow in pursuit. And I am more than willing to take flack for this video. I don't really give a damn right now, because I personally see it all the time, and I see it transcend over to my Twitch. I see it transcend over on Twitter. Like, I can't even be on Twitter for longer than, a couple minutes that I am, because I see someone, tweet something extremely stupid, coming at the neck of a pro or something. It's just like, Twitter was not meant for you to go at somebody just because you feel you're protected behind the walls of your monitors and your keyboards and your mouse. Like, what do people really think? Like, people really need to grow up, and you have to own up to the responsibility of the internet. And I think so many times, like, I'm gonna say this, but guess what? It's not gonna change anyone's real opinion or views. Like, this is a rant for myself, and this is why I'm making this vlog. But at the same time, I would hope someone somewhere out there realizes what they do. And, you might be one of these people where you are, just tweeting recklessly, coming at people, saying whatever to an extent. Like, you have to realize what you say as a person in total brings it upon, not only yourself, someone else, but it reflects on the overall community of what you perceive yourself to be a part of. And more people are affected than others. And that's one reason why the Call of Duty community isn't even respected amongst other esports. That's why it's so long, and so, it's not the fact that, because the skill's not there. That's definitely not it. People will always argue that, but guess what? It's the way the community perceives itself. Guess what? Drama alert, hashtag, oh my god, Keemstar. You don't really help but people. You do a great job at what you do. No way am I bashing Keemstar for what he does. He does a great job of what he does. But guess what? He does not help the community in any way. He spreads the news, and he brings the facts and everything, but guess what, guys? When Keemstar takes out a video, goes drama alert on it, everyone goes head over heels over the topic, and guess what? That's where negative spins continue to grow. People get this persona, this little, most of the time drama alerts are just this brief little news blip that comes in. That doesn't help the community. He's doing a great job. Like, guess what? That's probably what he's doing for making a living. I'm not gonna bash him for that. It's what I do bash him is for the fact that what he says affects a lot of people. And guess what? That whole persona, I watch every couple of Keemstar videos and every now and then. Probably the one that I was most interested by was probably the whole Blacklist with Optic, because that was one where he tried to educate people. But most of the time when he comes out with a video, a lot of his topics aren't necessarily topics that should be thought of or, exposed. A lot of people's personal lives, the former Optic Jambi, he was dating some e-girl and her news got out. Like, why would you report that? That has nothing to do with anything. Report on stuff that actually makes sense to the community of relevance. The topic with Nadeshot and Optic Gaming getting blacklisted, that was something more along the lines of trying to educate everyone else. Trying to educate someone else about how someone's nudes got out, like, let's be real. Like, we need to grow up about that, certain stuff like that. There's a time and place, and that's someone else's business that you're sticking yourself into. And even if you bring them onto the channel, they're going to try and shield themselves. That is what you try to do when you go into a spotlight like that. And, heaven forbid, that's what some people need to do in that situation. I don't feel that every now and then people necessarily can avoid it, so they have to hit topics head on and collide like that. But this community, the Call of Duty community, and I say this because out of great frustration as of late. You guys know my streams have not been the same. They've not been the same in the sense, that the chat interaction is a little different. The way I perceive the stream is a little bit different. It's just, I don't think people fully understand myself. I'm going to go back, and I addressed this in a video before. People don't really know what goes through my mind when I stream. There's certain occasions, that I do things a little bit differently, but I would just expect the supporters and subscribers and just followers to just kind of sit back, relax, and enjoy, what I do. Need to remind you guys know yourself. You guys remind yourself or remind others, this is his stream. He gets to run it his way. But just some of the interactions, some of the stuff that kind of goes on, it takes a big toll. And I say this because I see all this stuff around me. All this stuff just circle around my head, and then it just implodes. And guess what? It is what it is. From my standpoint, the community needs to grow up. We all need to do better of handling social media. I know I've touched on this topic before, but we got to keep on going. Leave a comment down below, guys. Leave a like, leave a dislike. I could really care less. Just show some feedback. I'll catch you guys later. Peace.